Welcome to battle number 1 of week number 4 of the FnF Oreburgh Gate Draft League preseason. This is going to be a battle between Benji's team, which is the Star Conquerors, versus Lionhug's team, which is 2 Wooper, 2 Blooper. Both of these trainers are going to be battling for the undefeated position in this league, going into the playoffs as Seed 1. And this is due to the fact that this is a short league, so it is 4 weeks total. This is the 4th week, so one of these trainers will be standing at 4-0 at the end of this battle, while the other one is at 3-1. Both will get into playoffs, but it'll be a nice little achievement for getting seed number 1. So both these trainers looking to get that position, and both of them actually previously not getting into Victory Road Draft League Season 2 playoffs, so this is going to be a fun time for them to showcase their skills in the playoffs of Oreburgh. This is going to be a battle between, well, I already said between Benji and Lionhugs. The Z Pokemon are Cryogonal and Oreburgh with ZNE and Z Attack, and Meryl and Seviper with ZNE and Z Attack respectively. And we'll jump into this one. Before we jump in, let's take a little look. It does seem like Oreburgh will be a new interesting addition to this team. Poniard will be able to hit it pretty hard. In fact, Poniard hits a lot of things really hard on Benji's team. Quilava is definitely going to be a Pokemon that's useful for hitting Poniard hard. Lairon as well. For Lionhug, Seviper can be very useful in this matchup, having a lot of different attacks, both on the physical and special side, and a lot of coverage. Additionally, Meryl, if it could get a belly drum up, or even without a belly drum, can prove to be pretty useful. So let's jump right in and see how this battle goes, and we'll begin now. We're listening to Dark Cave from Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal. So the battle starts with a Contour, the Jangmo-O, versus Scorpia, the Joltik. Joltik might want to, Volt Switch on out of there. Taking 20% from that Volt Switch, a Contour is still standing pretty comfortably. And in comes Peekaboo, the Meryl. The Contour is going to retaliate with a Substitute. It is now at 55% HP. Peekaboo will be able to play rough its Substitute and do big damage, but a Contour is going to hit first with an Earthquake. It doesn't do that much, but still decent damage. And indeed, Play Rough is going to get rid of that Substitute. A Contour is now standing pretty uncomfortably versus Peekaboo, so Valstrax, the Lairon, is going to come in to take that Play Rough. But it's actually a Waterfall that hits Valstrax pretty hard. Well, kind of hard, but Valstrax is able to take it pretty easily. The knockoff, though, is going to remove its Eviolite, so Valstrax is going to have a hard time dealing with Meryl. Valstrax goes for the Toxic Poison, but Meryl hits like a truck, so it still will have some time to Waterfall Valstrax, and that Waterfall now might be enough to take it down. But Seviper actually is the one who comes in instead. Double trouble to Seviper. Is Valstrax going to stay in? It does stay in, going for the Protect to stall out some of that Toxic, but it is not successful. And Seviper's Flamethrower is going to do big damage due to the fact that Eviolite is gone. It is able to take it down due to its not so great special defense. The score is now 5-6, and Oreburgh, Dancing Burb, the Oreburgh comes in to face Double Trouble with Seviper. Dancing Bird is going to face Guillotine 2020 with Poniard now. And Revelation Dance is not going to work due to the fact that it is immune to Psychic-type moves. Jangmo-O, a Contour is going to switch into Poniard, probably a knockoff. Actually, a Stealth Rock, interesting. Stealth Rock is now up on Benji's side of the field. And Scorpia, the Joltik, comes in to face a Contour who goes for an Earthquake. It does about 53%, over half to Scorpia. And another Volt Switch is going to allow Scorpia to switch out into, I'm guessing, Vibrava to take the Earthquake. Indeed, Vibe Check, the Vibrava is the one who comes in. And a Contour goes for the Dragon Claw, which does big damage, 64% to Vibe Check. Vibrava barely hanging on now. But Vibrava is going to hit with the Draco Meteor, taking down a Contour, and the score is now 4-6. course, Vibrava does have that special attack decrease due to the Draco Meteor. And Barryoth the Cryogonal comes in, probably to hit with an Ice Beam or a Freeze Dry that predicts Meryl coming in. Ponyta is going to come in, Swift Wind. And Ponyta is going to take a Freeze Dry that does about a third to Ponyta, bring it down to 66%. And actually, Water Pulse is going to hit really hard, taking down Swift Wind, the Ponyta. And the score is now 4-5. Double Trouble comes in to face Barryoth. Will it be able to survive a hit? Barryoth surrounds itself with a Z-Power, unleashing a powerful Z-move. Which move is it? Looks like it's a Corkscrew Crash. Interesting. Takes down Double Trouble. That's probably a Z Flash Cannon right there. And the score is now 4-4. Cryogonal doing some pretty big damage. Poniard comes in. And Barryoth is going to switch out into Maractus. The Sucker Punch fails because of the switch-in. Now Maractus is free to... And a knockoff is going to do big damage. Meadow Plate is now gone. Maractus is going to retaliate with a knockoff of its own. And that takes away Eviolite from Poniard. The Iron Head isn't enough to take down Maractus, and the score is now 3-4. I'm guessing we'll see Quilava come in. Indeed, the Destroyer, the Quilava comes in, taking some damage from those Stealth Rocks. And Poniard not going to want to stick around for any Fire-type moves there. The Destroyer goes for an Eruption. It's going to do big damage to Peekaboo, taking it down to 4%, putting it in range of Toxic to take it out. Indeed, the Toxic does take out Peekaboo, and this Destroyer is now sitting at about 66% health. It can go for a sweep at this point. Joltik is going to come out. Scorpio the Joltik going for that Volt Switch. It brings the Destroyer down to 22%. That is Stealth Rock kill range. And in comes Vibrava. The Flamethrower is not enough to take down Vibrava. The Vibrava is brought down to 5%. One more will be enough, but Vibrava actually goes first, going for the Earthquake. Losing the Destroyer is going to be pretty big for Benji because it will be hard to take out Poniard now, especially with two physically frail Pokemon that don't want to get hit by Sucker Punch. Barryoth is the next one to come in versus Vibe Check, and a Water Pulse is enough to take down Barryoth. Score is now 2-2. In comes Scorpia. And a Thunderbolt does 24%, but Barryoth is free to retaliate now, and an Ice Beam is enough to take down Scorpia as Poniard comes out, the last Pokemon standing, but Sucker Punch is a powerful tool, and Barryoth and Oricorio will have trouble dealing with it. Guillotine 2020 comes out. I'm guessing we'll see that Sucker Punch. Indeed we do. It is enough to take down Barryoth, and the last Pokemon for Benji is Oricorio. Dancing Burb, the Oricorio, comes in, taking that Stealth Rock damage, and Guillotine 2020 goes for the Sucker Punch, but Dancing Burb is not hit. Instead, it looks like Dancing Burb goes for the Calm Mind. Some mind games may ensue. Guillotine 2020 hits with the Sucker Punch this time. It does deal enough damage to take down Dancing Burb, and that is the match. It is a 1-0 victory for Lion Hugs to Wooper to Blooper over Benji, the Star Conquerors. Great match by both of them, really close. Poniard was really valuable for Lion Hugs, being able to take down a big chunk of the team. Once Jangmo and Quilava went down, and Laron, there wasn't really any answers to Poniard, especially because it has priority and it hits really hard with that priority. The other Pokemon just couldn't take those hits, so I think it was smart for Lion Hugs to preserve Poniard when Quilava came out. Really good match. Both of these players we will be seeing in playoffs. Lion Hugs getting that #1 spot and being undefeated in the regular season. And Benji showing that he did really good 2, 3, 1, and a pretty nice differential. So both of these trainers still have a lot to show in playoffs. Stay tuned for that. Until then, this is Noel from My Coronet, and I'll see you for other Week 4 battles in the FnF Oreburgh Gate Draft League.